Hello everybody and welcome back to another ration review. This time we are taking a look at the first Danish ration for me, and this is menu number 20, pasta Bolognese and chicken biryani. Now this box has been opened and it was like this when I bought it, but the seller assured me that everything that's supposed to be in here is actually in here. But I just need to keep this closed or everything will just fall out. Here's a close-up of the front where you can see the calorie count, 3,922 kilocalories, and the contents of this box, which I'm not going to translate now, but they are there if you want to translate them yourself. This Y marking here is a transportation safety indication. I think it means that it has something to do with air transport safety and what you can transport by air or by sea or something like that, depending on what's inside the box. So this is some kind of safety symbol. On the rear here there is a yellow label with the best before date of August 18th, 2017. Right now it's May, so a couple of months left. And here it also says the menu, pasta bolognese, and it says winter, which means, well, surprisingly, winter. So I assume this is one of the winter rations, and as I understand it, winter rations mean that there are 2 hot meals in the rations, whereas the summer rations only contain 1 hot meal. Normally you could probably open this by tearing off the front here and then just lifting it up, but somebody used a knife or scissors or something and just cut it open, and it just opens like this. So let's check out the inside and see what we find. Also, to my fellow Danish neighbors, I'm sorry about the horrible proportions of this flag. I know it's supposed to be like this or something, but they're all the same dimensions, so of course it'll be a bit weird. Anyway, so first out we have chicken and vegetable biryani. There is a flameless ration heater. We've got some whole grain biscuits. There is a bag with accessories. We have a raw bite apple cinnamon bar. We have a fruit and fun strawberry banana fruit puree. We've got some fruit minis, apple and blackcurrant. We've got fruit muesli. This would be the breakfast then. We've got pasta bolognese. We've got some cashew nuts roasted salted. We've got 2 packs of jam, one being strawberry, one being blackcurrant. We have a Bridgeford sandwich shelf-stable sweet and sour soy in whole wheat bread. I think this is the one they removed from the Swedish Generation 6 rations and replaced with meal bars in the Generation 7. We've got some raisins. We have an Orifo chocolate bar. We've got 2 bags of spicy sauce. We have an Orifo protein bar raspberry. We've got some peanut butter. We have a sport drinking powder lemon flavor and a sport drinking powder peach flavor. We've got some cocoa flavored beverage powder. And finally, some matches. So there's actually a whole lot in this ration. And it appears to be 1 freeze-dried breakfast, 1 freeze-dried entree, and 1 retort pouch entree. So let's just have a look at the accessories bag first, and then I will decide what to have for dinner. Okay, the accessories bag seems to be closed up using a piece of tape here, like that. And it's a Ziploc bag, quite a large one, similar to the British ORPs. And let's see what we find inside. So, bag itself, we've got 3 plastic spoons, which is quite nice, and they seem to be moderately sturdy as well. And It's nice that you get one for each meal and that they're good quality. There are 2 bags of Ceylon Black Tea, which I guess is not tea bags, but like powder. We've got 3 small bags of pepper and 3 small bags of salt. 3 toothpicks. 3 small bags of Colombian freeze-dried coffee. 3 antibacterial wipes. 2 small bags of sugar. 3 packs of V6 chewing gum. And finally, a small toothbrush. And I see a pattern of 3 here, like 3 spoons, 3 pepper, 3 salt, 3 coffee, 3 wipes, 3 chewing gums. However, there are only 2 teas and 2 sugars. So maybe the Danish aren't used to having sugar with their coffee. Maybe they just use sugar with their tea and they only have tea twice per day, but coffee 3 times per day. I don't know. Now, it's evening and I'm gonna start with dinner, so let's decide what to have for dinner. Oh, there's so much stuff in this ration and I'm really hungry. So this will be dinner and I'm having the pasta and the sweet and sour soy in whole wheat bread. Now let's get the tray out and start preparing this. Alright, so welcome Denmark. And I think we better start by preparing this entree. So this is a freeze-dried pasta Bolognese. You can see the contents and the nutritional information here. And down here it says add 230 milliliters of boiling water. Let's get that water boiling and prepare this. So let's open this bag. And a lot of spices down there. Bolognese sauce, I guess, and the pasta. Smells nice. Here is, I hope, 230 milliliters of almost boiling water. Just came off the stove. So I'm just going to add that and not pay attention to any kind of fill line or anything. And we'll use this spoon to mix this around a bit. So now we're gonna let that sit for 8 minutes at least. So we'll seal it and put this aside for the moment. Now, before we start messing with anything, let's use this antibacterial wipe. Just says antibacterial wipe on the front, made in the UK. Seems to be one of those non-alcohol wipes. So let's open it. We got this small wipe here. Not particularly big, but doesn't have to be. Doesn't smell of much. It just smells sterile somehow, you know, like a bit of hospital smell. So now that we're clean and fresh, let's carry on with the rest of the stuff. We're gonna check out this sweet and sour soy bread. So I don't really get super excited whenever I see Bridgeford shelf-stable bread in a ration, because the whole wheat bread, or the, what's it called, the wheat snack bread in the US rations, it's one of my least favorite items in any ration. So I'm hoping this one will be a lot better. Here is a close-up of the ingredients and the nutritional information, and this one is made in the USA. So let's open it. And here we have what looks like a piece of bread, but it feels very dense and heavy, so there's some filling in here. It smells of like some sweet and sour chili sauce or something. We're gonna check this out now. And there the inside is, and you can see some chili seeds. And this would be the soy filling. So maybe this is some spicy stuff, I don't know. It'd be interesting to try that out. However, I just realized before I taste this, I gotta mix the beverage first in case I need it. And we are having the Orifo Sport Drinking Powder Peach Flavor. And this is a 42 gram bag, which should be mixed with 500 milliliters of cold water. And my usual container of cold water is here. Oh, and I forgot to show you the back, and here you can see the ingredients and the nutritional information. And this mainly consists of sugar, as you can see, the first ingredient, so no artificial sweeteners in this, so I hope this will be good. That has a lovely candy peach smell. And here we have this peach colored drink. Now we're gonna taste it. See what this is like. Well, not as much peach flavor as I was hoping for. A little bit artificial tasting, but it feels a bit too watered down. It feels like this could be more concentrated if you want a more intense flavor. But the flavor itself is pretty good. A little bit weird, but certainly not one of the worst beverages I've had. And it's nice with some variation, because I haven't had peach before. It's got a lot of sugar in it, so it's a bit sweet, but it doesn't feel extremely sweet. It just feels like a nice beverage, actually. So I like this. And now we're gonna taste this bread. This was pretty okay. I can't honestly say if this has that nasty shelf-stable aftertaste that I always notice in the Bridgeford shelf-stable sandwiches. It could be because there is some chili sweet and sour thing in it that might mask it. If so, then that's very clever. It feels kind of, it feels quite compact and dense because this filling is wet. The combination of some sweet and sour soy with whole wheat bread, it's a bit weird, but it's actually pretty good. It's not very hot at all. You can just tell that there is some sweet and sour in there. So it's more like sweet and sour flavored more than actual sweet and sour, like spicy. But it's surprisingly good, I have to say. I'm positively surprised by this. After having a bite here on the edge, I could feel this shelf-stable preservative or whatever it is taste that I don't like about the Bridgeford breads. However, in these whole grain breads, it's not as annoying and, you know, like in your face like the regular wheat snack breads. It's still there, but it's not bothering me as much as it usually does in these breads. So that's good. We also have this Ceylon Black Tea, and this doesn't say how much water you should use with, and I'm just gonna guess and get some boiling water and pour it in. I don't have any white clean mugs, so I have to use one of these brown ones. And I don't know how much water there is in here. These are a bit bigger than the white ones, but maybe 200 milliliters or something. No, it looks like... No, there is a tea bag in here. Yeah, there is. Okay. Ha. Right. So then maybe I should have had a little bit more water in here. Oh, it's one of those where you can maybe pull the string, or... Yeah. Aha. I'll just put this in and add a little bit more water, because you see it's barely reaching the bottom there. There, that's better. Now it's almost full. So let's put that here. What else do we have here? We have this Orifo protein bar raspberry. This one just says produced for Orifo. I'm not sure if you can read this, but here are the ingredients. So it's a 35-gram bar. So it looks like one of these little yogurt coated bars that we've seen before. Has a nice kind of vanilla raspberry smell. And it just, yeah, it's kind of soft, and it smells like a mix between raspberry and, I don't know if that's vanilla or what it is, but we'll give that a taste right now, find out. It has a bit similar taste as the Swedish meal bars. And maybe that's the chicory root fibers that they add. This one has it, and the Swedish meal bar has it. taste is similar. It has a very light raspberry flavor. So you can tell that this is raspberry, but as you can see, it's not red or pink at all, but there is some raspberry powder in it. But I wouldn't say that this is just an explosion of raspberry. It just has the tendency to remind you of raspberry a little bit. It's quite nice, and it's I mean, it's a protein bar. It's not a candy or something. It's not very sweet, even if it contains a lot of syrup, but it's nice. I think we need to check on this pasta now. It's been well over 10 minutes. Oh, I forgot to tell you. This is actually packed in France. Let's take a look and see how this is doing. It looks like there is cheese powder. It smells quite nice. Let's see, what is that? There's something in there that I recognize. It just says herbs. We better pour this out. I'm gonna use this small compartment here because I'm confident this will fit. So you can see lots of pasta here and these beef pieces. I'm just going to dig in and grab a spoonful. Here's a lot of pasta Bolognese, and we're gonna give that a taste right now. A bit weird. It has a very strong flavor of cheese, I think, similar to Parmesan cheese. So the pasta is very soft. There isn't a whole lot of tomato sauce in this. I thought it would be more like swimming in sauce, but these brown pellets, they look like pet food. Yeah, there's some kind of beef and egg, potato starch mix compressed into little meat pellets, basically. And definitely very processed, but I mean, they taste okay. It's probably not the best freeze-dried entree I've had so far, even if it's only been like a handful. This is absolutely acceptable, and I'm gonna have no problems at all eating all of this as long as I can fit it in my belly. But the flavors that you feel the most when you eat this is, first there's some acidity from, I think this is the cheese, slight hint of tomato sauce, because there really isn't much at all, as you can see. Well, the pasta doesn't really taste of anything really, and it's very soft. There's a lot of herbs in there. I don't know if it's oregano or rosemary or a little bit of both, but this is perfectly fine, and I'm gonna enjoy eating this. But before we do that, I'm gonna take a look at this spicy sauce, because this wasn't very spicy at all. So this just says spicy sauce, 15 grams, produced in EU for Orifo. Sorry, I can't get the camera to focus on this. The ingredients are basically, it says literally herbs and spices, chili, vinegar, salt, garlic, water, preservative. So that's it. We'll see. I'll just have a little bit here first. So that looks red and menacing. I'm definitely no expert in spicy sauces, but I'd say this is somewhere between a sweet and sour chili sauce and plain out regular chili sauce. So spicy sweet and sour chili sauce. And let's see if this does something. Whoops, maybe that's much. I'll do like this. See what happens if I put one drop on a spoon and try it. That was okay. Maybe not the super best combination to mix the pasta bolognese with those spices, with the rosemary, and I'm just gonna add a little bit more here, like this, and mix that around, and that will maybe make it a bit more exciting to eat. I've got this fruit mix, right, actually it says fruit minis, and it seems to be made from fruit concentrates, so I'm not really sure what it is. It just says packed for Orifo, not where, and I don't know what to expect from this, so let's open and have a look. So these look like some fruit jellies. It smells really nice. It smells very fruity. Well, you see they're like gelatin, little, like the shape of half an apple. I'm gonna have to taste these. These were nice. So this is basically apple and blackcurrant, and sugar and gelatin. And it tastes very much like just fruity gelatin, very candy-like. But I wouldn't call this candy because candy would be more sweet and artificial. This is better than candy. We also have this chocolate bar that I feel I need to open. And this is a dark chocolate, 72% cocoa. Ooh, this will be nice. So there you see the ingredients, 72%. And it's made in Germany. So very thin, no blooming. I'm gonna try this little piece right here just to see what it's like. That was good. Was there vanilla in here too? Sometimes I have, yeah. This is really good. I think it's time for the tea. So we'll have some black Ceylon tea. Give that a taste. Yeah, that's a nice tea, not bitter. So yeah, it's it's a black tea, and not much more to say about it than that it's not bitter and it's good. I'm gonna eat this now before this gets too cold, and I'll be back soon. Oh, nice. So I didn't have any problems finishing that as I expected. And I have finished the tea and poured in some more boiling water for the coffee. We are going to have this Colombian freeze-dried coffee. And it says mix it with 180 milliliters of boiling water, and I'm not sure if I maybe added a bit too much water in this cup, but it doesn't matter that much. Interestingly, in Danish on the other side it says 1.8 grams, which doesn't say on the English side here. There it just says Colombian freeze-dried coffee. And it's very likely that this is the same as in the Swedish rations. We'll see. I suspect it's the same as in the Swedish ration, the Colombian freeze-dried coffee there as well. And because there's Colombian freeze-dried instant coffee there as well, so I'm gonna taste this now and see what I think. Well, I can't say with 100% certainty, of course, that this is the exact same coffee, but it does taste very similar, and maybe it's just because it's Colombian freeze-dried instant coffee. So it wouldn't surprise me if they come from the same manufacturer. But I like it. And I think I'm gonna like it even more when I combine it with this chocolate, because this chocolate is also very good. This chewing gum, I'm not gonna have this now. It's the same chewing gum as in the Swedish rations, and it's the same chewing gum as in the British rations, or many of them at least. But I guess that's it, and I'm gonna just enjoy the chocolate and the coffee now, and see you tomorrow when it's time for breakfast. Good morning. Let's have some breakfast, shall we? So let's see what this Danish breakfast has to offer. First, we are going to prepare this fruit muesli. Here's a closer view of the ingredients and the nutritional information. And the rehydrated weight is 235 grams. And that will be reached after adding 100 milliliters of water. So let's do that. By the way, again, this is packed in France. Lots of milk powder down there. Let's just add the water and use the spoon to stir. And make sure to pull the sides out properly at the bottom, like this. I think this one's mixed now, and we should leave it for, let's see, stir, close it, wait for 5 minutes. Okay. And I mixed this with cold water because I like muesli with cold milk, and maybe next time I can try with hot water. But now we'll set this aside for 5 minutes and take a look at the other stuff. We have this raw bite organic fruit and nut bite, apple cinnamon. I suspect that this might be the reason to the short expiry date, because this one actually has August 18th, which is pretty soon. The muesli expired in 2020, so that's not to blame. Here you might be able to see some ingredients there. Dates and apples and raisins, nuts. Doesn't explicitly say where it's manufactured, but the company address is in Denmark. It looks to be some kind of compressed fruit and nut bar. Very small, but it's supposed to be organic, so it's good for everybody. It has a very strong scent of raisins, apples, and some cinnamon. A bit sticky, very dense. I wonder if this will break. No, well, okay, so it's a bit tough, and obviously you can see lots of nuts in there. I'm gonna have a little raw bite. And that tastes just like a good filling from a like cinnamon bun with nuts in. Basically a taste of apple with some cinnamon and lots of nuts in there. Very fruity and nutty, very nice. We also have this Orifo cocoa flavored beverage powder. This should be mixed with 200 milliliters of hot water, some ingredients, nutritional information, and it's made in Germany. So I'm gonna get water for this, and I'm also gonna get water for this black Ceylon tea. So I'm gonna have the tea as well at the same time. So here we are going to mix the cocoa first. I have here 400 milliliters. Pour the right amount here. That's about right. And let's open the bag. There we have it, and we're just gonna let this cool down for a little bit. Let's prepare the tea. And the tea bag. Like that. Put that aside. Now, let's check out this fruit and fun. This seems like a kind of a fruit puree thing. And we've got 90 grams here, it says. This is strawberry and banana flavor. And in the normal fashion, you can see that even though it says strawberry banana, the majority of the fruit ingredients are apple. So let's see what we have here. I'm guessing this is similar to the fruit puree, this fruit explosion in the British ORPs. Oops, very runny. That looks like applesauce. Let's taste it. And that's a very good, just fruit puree mix, and it does have added sugar, which they didn't need to do that. It would be good just as it is. Compared to most other things in a ration, these feel really natural. Oh, I could just eat all of this right now. I'll just save it because we have something else to attend to. The fruit muesli should be done now. It's turned into a bit kind of thicker paste, and I can see some of the fruits there have rehydrated as well. I'll just clean this mess up a little bit. Well, a little bit better. It doesn't smell very sweet. It smells more wholesome and really like cereal grains. So let's give this a go. Fruit muesli with all kinds of grains and some raisins in there. It was okay. It's a bit thick. I'm not sure. Maybe I should have used more water. The actual muesli has kind of a heavy flavor to it. It's not like fresh flakes with milk, you know, like fresh cereals or There's something about it that makes it taste a bit more dark and kind of earthy. For being a breakfast, it's a bit heavy flavor-wise, I think. But, I mean, it's fine, so I'm gonna enjoy it. I really want to try out the cocoa now. So here's the cocoa. It's been cooling down a bit, and we're gonna taste it. It's quite dark, the mix between cocoa and milk powder, more on the bitter side of cocos. Sometimes they're more to milk chocolate and sometimes they're more to bitter chocolate, and this is more to the bitter chocolate type. And you can probably tell by the color as well, even though the cup itself is dark brown, it's hot chocolate. What's not to like? And I think this tea might be done as well. Again, it smells fine. It's a black tea, and I'm sure it's going to taste great. It's a nice, refreshing, warming cup of tea, and not bitter, very good. I like it. So now I'm going to enjoy my breakfast, and I'll be back when it's time for the coffee. My work is being closely inspected by one of my cats here. Now, that was a good breakfast. Now, I'm just gonna prepare this Colombian freeze-dried coffee. It's the same as yesterday. I got some hot water in here where I had the tea. And while I'm waiting for that to cool down a little bit, I'm just gonna wipe my hands with this antibacterial wipe. With this very mild and discreet kind of sterile smell. And maybe I should have used this before I started eating, but you know, I'm at home. Now let's see what this coffee is like. It should be like yesterday. So it's hard to judge if a coffee is good or not when you're a coffee addict, and this is the first cup of the day because the first cup is always amazing. You can tell this is an instant coffee, but for an instant coffee it's really good. I like this. Now here is the chewing gum. I'm gonna give this a try. And sorry I didn't show you the close-up. This is white Peppermint V6 Chewing Gum. It doesn't say where these are made, but it's the same type that's in the Swedish and often in the British ORPs as well. So here we go. And that's a very intense, refreshing flavor. Lots of mint, just... However, we've got this. A little Danish yellow toothbrush. So here it is, nice little fashionable design here with a cross. I'm wondering if this has toothpaste applied. I'm not sure, because there is no toothpaste in the ration, so I can only assume that it's already on here. So I'm going to try to dip this in some water. Yeah, there's a little bit of foam. Yeah, so there's something on there. Unfortunately, I just had the chewing gum with a very minty flavor, so I'm not sure I'll be able to taste it, but I'll try. It's really hard to tell after the chewing gum, but there might be something there, I'm not sure. In any case, I'm gonna go brush my teeth now, and I will see you again when it's time for the second meal. So I'll see you then. So welcome back to the dinner portion, or the second dinner portion, or whatever you like to call it. This is the chicken biryani, and let's get started. Okay, now what we are going to do is to use this flameless ration heater that came with this ration. And this is one of those beyond the beaten track ration heaters with this little piece of tape here. So I am going to use this to heat up this main entree, the chicken and vegetable biryani. And here you see the ingredients and some nutritional information. And you can see that this is produced in the UK. So let's start by tearing this bag open. Just a quick look at the heating element. And this heater uses aluminium, or aluminum if you're American. So let's place this bag in here. Make sure the pad is under the food. I'll just open this tape here, that'll make it easier. And now I'm going to pour water until it reaches this line. Maybe a bit much. So down you go. Close it up. Put the tape there. Make sure the heating element gets soaked all right. So let's wait for the miracle to happen. I'll continue with the rest of the stuff meanwhile. Let's prepare this Orifo sport drinking powder. And now you hear the now you can hear the heater. I'm sure you can hear it, and maybe you can also see some of the steam coming. Maybe not. Wow, that really took off. Hope it didn't blow all the energy at once now, but we'll see. Now that's calmed down a little bit, and you can still see a lot of steam coming from it, so I guess it's good. Anyway, the beverage is lemon flavor. This should be mixed with half a liter of water, some ingredients, nutritional information, and manufactured in Germany. So here's our water. Let's open the bag. Now let's taste this lemon drink. This one contains no artificial sweeteners, just sugar and all the usual stuff, so I'm hoping this will be good. It's okay, quite refreshing. Well, there's an obvious sweetness to it, but it doesn't feel like really super sweet. No funny flavors in there. Just feels sort of like citrus lemon candy, but diluted in water, basically. So this is nice. Not as sour as real lemon juice, but still it passes as a lemon drink of sorts anyway, because it tastes good. Artificial flavor, but not artificially sweetened, so it's still okay. So what do we have more? We've got these Nut Walker cashew nuts. And it's probably mostly a glare, but you can see there is, it says roasted, salted under the cashew nuts there, and 40 grams. The nutritional information might be difficult to catch, and it's made in Thailand. A little bit of vacuum hiss. These are always really well vacuum sealed. Nice cashew nut smell. They seem to have quite a lot of salt on them. We'll see what it tastes like. Here's 3 of them. Oh wow, I really like cashew nuts. And these are good. Not too much salt, less than you'd expect. They taste fresh, crispy, crunchy, and a very nice cashew flavor. I like these. We also have some raisins, and this is nothing spectacular. The ingredients simply say raisins. No real mystery here. The ingredients really just say raisins, and that's it. And they seem to be golden raisins, or whatever you want to call them. They're all this yellow type. So let's taste them. They're fine. Taste just like raisins. Fresh. Good. We also have these whole grain biscuits. I was wondering if I shouldn't have opened these at breakfast or maybe yesterday. Because, well, I'll get to it soon. Here is a close-up. I think these are made in Denmark, because there is a Danish address down here, which you can't see, but it's there. It's 47 grams. However, there's 3 of them. So these are the same type that you find in the Swedish ration, for instance. And since there are 3, I was wondering if I should use one for dinner yesterday, one for breakfast today, and one for this meal. But because there are 3 spreads that go with these biscuits. First, we've got peanut butter. We've got jam, which is the str, meaning strawberry. And it says BLC, which is blackcurrant. So I'm really not sure what to do with all this. For once, it feels like I've got more spread than actual biscuits. Usually it's the other way around. I'm actually more curious about the jam than the peanut butter. I think I'm gonna just leave this. I think I've seen these in French rations. So let's start out by tasting this biscuit. Now these are whole grain and they are very like flaky and grainy, moderately tough, and lots of whole grain in there. So I'll just give it a bite. But they're good. They have a lot of flavor. It's a bit dry and boring because it's just dry biscuits from whole grain, and well, it needs something else, but they have some flavor of their own, so that's nice. Now let's start with the strawberry jam, shall we? So here is the front of the jam, and they all look the same, I think, and it just says here what the abbreviation on the back means, if it's strawberry, blackcurrant or raspberry. Ingredients: fruit. For flavor, see inkjet print. And then glucose, fructose syrup, sugar, gelatin agent, blah 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 blah. And it's hard to focus here, but it says that these contain 50 grams of fruit per 100 grams of jam. And this is produced for Orifaux, Denmark. That's a small hole. Let's put some on this biscuit. Strawberry jam. Delicious. Really nice strawberry flavor. So this is exactly the same, but it just says BLC there instead. So that's blackcurrant. And I'm gonna put some here. Blackcurrant jam. This is also super delicious. It's got this sweet jam flavor, but you can clearly tell that this is blackcurrant because it has this sour blackcurrant flavor. These are both fantastic jams. Now I think the main entree is done, and it's probably been done for 10 minutes. Let's see. Oh, some of the print on the bag actually transferred to the protective mat here. Well, good that I'm using the mat then, right? So this really feels like it's been boiling. So I'm gonna mess with this off camera a little bit. Here we have it, and that's really hot to the touch. And so this is really hot still, which is good. So I'm going to open this now and see what we have. I don't know what biryani is, but it does smell of curry. It looks like there's a lot of rice in there, and red peppers and green peppers. Better just pour this out and see what we get. Well, that's quite a massive portion, I have to say. So it's definitely got a Middle Eastern flavor to it. Mainly vegetables and rice, so 12% chicken and the rest is rice and vegetables and onion and things. I also have a feeling that this won't be needing any spicy sauce. Judging by the smell and looking at the ingredients, I don't think I'm gonna need it. And here's a closer look of a spoon with some, something of everything on. So I'll just taste it. The first thing you taste is curry. I think the chickpeas are actually easy to identify here as well. It's not super spicy. It does have a bit of a chili aftertaste, it's a very nice mix of everything basically. It's basically like a mix of vegetables with rice and chicken with a kind of Indian curry, Middle Eastern flavor thing going on. It might need some salt though. I'm gonna try to add some salt, and here we have some. That was a lot better. It felt a little bit thin earlier, even if it had a lot of flavors. There was something missing, and I think that was the salt. Yeah, all I have to do now is eat this and then have some coffee after I'm done. So I'll see you soon. Before I finish this, I just gotta show you, there are actual pieces of chicken meat in here. I didn't tell you that before, but they're here, and it makes the whole thing just so much more complete. Look at that. Oh, that was a fantastic meal. I just have to do this coffee now, and it's the same Colombian freeze-dried coffee as I had for dinner and breakfast, so I'm not gonna go into any details. Well, I gotta let this cool down, but I'm not gonna let you wait for it. I'll just finish off by saying very happy with this meal, and the ration overall was very good. So I hope you enjoyed this, because I did. I will see you again when it's time for the next review. Bye bye.